Beneath the neon GIFs and broken HTML of a forgotten 1990s fan site lies a digital crime scene that time forgot. We're digging through the archived remains of GeoCities to solve a cold case hidden in plain sight for 30 years. What started as a fictional roleplay evolved into a real-world obsession that the early internet was never prepared to handle. Before social media, before YouTube, and before the modern internet, millions of people created personal websites on GeoCities. Most of them were harmless relics of the early web. But hidden among these forgotten pages is one website that appears to contain something far stranger. Tonight, we follow the breadcrumbs buried in code, comments, and cached pages. Our journey begins in the Wayback Machine, trawling the remnants of an obscure anime fan site last archived in the late 1990s. It's a time capsule, splashy gradients, spinning GIFs, and a guest book filled with screen names that feel like fossils. Buried in a text-only sitemap, a link to a MISC directory stands out. Inside, we find plain text files with irregular timestamps, some edited minutes apart, others months later. The aesthetics are charming, but the pattern of these files feels purposeful. Then a hidden style folder, easy to overlook, leads to something different, not fan content. A first-person log. We catalog each file name, date, and cross-reference to the site's visible updates. The logs read like private journal entries. Conversations, meetups, a recurring alley, and a username that keeps reappearing. They feel different, almost confessional, threaded with unease. Public posts stay cheerful, but the logs on the same dates turn guarded. A pattern emerges: meetups after midnight, references to a payphone, and hints at a local arcade. One entry claims a stranger knows details not posted anywhere on the site. We tag these as personal logs and isolate names, places, and times. If this began as roleplay, these entries are inching towards something else. We pull the source. Hidden in comments are notes to self, version tags, and links to pages that no longer exist. Some comments look like quick signals: time, place, and warnings not to publish. Dead links point inward, suggesting pages were removed, perhaps on purpose. We map relationships between files, revealing an internal web of references to specific users. Metadata hints at a consistent time zone and late-night edits clustered around weekends. Usernames recur alongside cryptic shorthand, enough to trace who might be who. If backups existed, they were likely rotated manually, another sign of deliberate curation. In the 90s, WebRings connected themed sites into grassroots networks. This site sits at the center of a cluster: friends, collaborators, and strangers passing through. Guestbook signatures mirror the names in the hidden logs. A community story forms. Collaborative roleplay woven across multiple sites. But a handful of users drive the narrative, and they're the ones mentioned near real-world details. We compile cross-site timestamps, assembling a timeline of posts and events. The entries grow darker, less playful, more precise. Usernames begin to sit next to partial real names and fragments of phone numbers. Then landmarks appear: an arcade, a bus stop, an alley near a market. The music of the site changes too. Posts timestamped just after midnight. Updates cluster around weekends, with late-night spikes after supposed meetups. Chat fragments mirror the logs. Someone is watching, someone is following. Fiction or not, the specificity tightens like a noose. We recover images from the site's IMGs folder and enhance for context. EXIF is minimal, but save times and compression artifacts offer clues. A vintage logo pins the era and hints at a specific neighborhood. We match curb angles and building spacing to historical street maps. Arcade, bus stop, payphone, 3 points forming a predictable path. A probable intersection emerges, anonymous, but consistent with the logs. A local news brief from the same year mentions an incident near an arcade. The details echo the logs: time of night, a witness, a description of an alley. Phrases recur almost verbatim, as if the site reflected, or anticipated, the report. Coincidence or correlation becomes harder to ignore. We tie the article to 3 usernames and 2 dates. Update frequency holds steady for months. Then, the site stopped updating without warning, leaving the final chapter unfinished. The missing pages, if they existed, are gone. So what are we really looking at? Who created the site? Was it fiction or something darker? Theory 1. Purely fictional internet storytelling, a collaborative erg before we had a name for it. Theory 2. A story inspired by real events, borrowing details from local headlines. Theory 3. Someone documenting real events through fiction to mask fear or intent. Each path explains some clues and leaves others cold. Without a verifiable identity, the site remains a ghost. The early internet was a strange frontier, where stories and reality sometimes blurred together. And somewhere within the ruins of those forgotten websites, some mysteries remain unsolved. What do you think really happened? Share your theories below. And for more forgotten internet mysteries, follow Casefile Canvas.